Welcome, and thanks for being here. I want to welcome you to the Dream Empowerment Network. I am Deb Howard, your abundant life coach. I'm excited to be here on tonight. I thought it was important to do a quick live on tonight. Yes, I know you don't usually see me in the evening, but I really felt like I needed to share a few things. So tonight we're going to talk about AI wisdom. Yeah, AI. I know. You've heard quite a bit about AI already. And you're probably saying, lady, what are you going to tell me that I haven't already heard? I don't know. Maybe it's not much, but I did feel the need to share a little bit. Just really have a conversation. I know that you've heard a lot about AI. I know you've seen a lot of AI on social media, the various pictures and videos that are flooding our timelines. But I also want you to know that AI is more than pictures and videos. It's more than cute selfies, different backgrounds. It's more even than cloning yourself. And I know a lot of you are having fun with that, with cloning yourselves. I want you to know that AI is a serious technology and it's here to stay. I also really want to talk to believers, to the church, my church families out there. I know that sometimes when new technology comes, we are a little hesitant or we think it's a fad, something that is going to come and go. But I want you to understand that this is something you need to pay attention to. And I want you to know that AI is not your enemy. It's not. It's not the enemy of the church. It's not even the enemy of your job, even though it might feel like it sometimes. But it's not. It's also not your savior. It's not the solution to all problems. You're not going to immediately become a multimillionaire as soon as you learn how to make some pics or videos. No, it's still going to require some work, but it is a tool. And tonight I wanted to really talk to you about that it is a tool. And I don't want you as a believer to be left behind. You know, it's funny I said left behind, right? It reminds me of the movie Left Behind, the rapture thing and all of that. Did y'all see that movie? Anyway, it's an old movie, but that's what it made me think about just now. Forget I just said that. Um, it is a tool that you can use and that people that are believers can use. And you can use it with integrity. So I don't want you to be afraid of it. And I don't want you to completely ignore, what's happening or write everything off as, oh, it does cute pictures and makes nice recipes for me. Simple tasks. It can do a lot more. It's been around, but it can do a lot more. So I want to talk to you about that because if we don't understand it, it's a tool and tools reveal what we truly believe about ourselves. I do want that to sit a little bit. My last podcast episode, we talked a little bit about identity. And I'll be talking about it again in my next episode. A little bit of it. Yeah, I will be. Kind of completing that series on identity. So when we look at tools and we look at AI right now, how we look at that, how we even perceive that tool says more about who we are than what that tool can do. We are the creative geniuses on this planet. Do you believe that? Because we are. And no matter how impressive AI is, no matter how much it can repeat or compile or even conjure up our own words, we still are the creative geniuses on this planet. And we are the ones that can use this technology to amplify and multiply our creative genius. Those of you who are believers, and maybe you are a ministry leader, this is a tool that can help you multiply your message. And I'm putting emphasis on your message. Can AI generate a sermon for you or a teaching? Of course it can. But you are the genius. You are the one that's spending time in prayer, that's hearing from Holy Spirit, that's even hearing and seeing the needs of your congregants. So your message can be amplified. And you might ask, well, how? Well, you can take that message. Yeah, write your message. I still enjoy writing. I still enjoy studying. Now I can do it faster, right, with the technologies that we have. Even before this recent AI convergence, technology was already there to improve studying speed, right? I remember many years ago when I first got into ministry, oh my God, in the early 2000s, we had books, we had reference guides, we had some software, but it was expensive. So for me, at that time, it was books, and it would take a lot of time, right, to really study, to understand the context of a scripture, to really pull out the nuggets and to make it relatable. It took time. So now you can take that same idea, that same sermon, and you can multiply it in so many ways. Not just using ChatGPT, because there are so many other services, but you can multiply and amplify that message. And we're not going to get into specific tools tonight. I want to help you really see how this can be a tool. And for many of you, you will need to learn AI to continue to be successful in your profession. I don't know many professions right now that aren't touched in some way by this technology. I don't know long term, right, what that impact is going to be. But I will say that more and more consumers are being impacted by AI. And so their expectations are going to be higher as far as speed, as far as options. Things are going to change and evolve in how we do things. So I just want us to really think about that. This is not hype. This is stewardship. Part of stewardship, right, is stewarding, right? But it's also recognizing what resources are available. And with integrity, managing those resources in a way that glorifies God, right? That brings glory to Him, that impacts the lives of others, right? So I don't want you to look at it as just hype. I want you to look at it as, how can I use this tool in my ministry, in my life, to simplify, to make impact, to make things easier? I hear, gosh, I hear the Spirit even saying that sometimes we are praying for increase, but we're refusing to use the tools that can bring increase. Some of us have been asking God for expansion. We've been asking God for more. We've been asking God how to do more with what we already have. An investment in time here for you, my friend, to learn the tools that can help you, because there most likely are tools available now that can do some, if not all, of what you've been asking God for in AI technology. Some of us are solopreneurs, and we've been trying to figure out, how can I get all the things done? I know I got an entrepreneur listening. How can I get all this done? How can I get the leads, do the social media, the letters, all the things, right? All the things, whatever your business is. How can I multiply myself? I'm not at a point in which I can pay someone else or hire someone else, but I do need to multiply myself, my efforts. I need to amplify my impact. Well, the tools are here. I do believe many of the tools are here. So listen, I want you to be a little more open. We're just talking tonight. I'm just talking, right? I'm just here talking tonight. I can't say that I have a real goal except to share with you not to miss this opportunity, not to take it lightly, not to blow it off, not to ignore it. Not that it's going to change your entire life, but who knows? It could. It could help you get to the place that you're trying to get quicker. Listen, I know sometimes I don't want to say afraid, because we're not afraid, right? I don't want to say that we're afraid, but I want to say that I think sometimes, um, I don't know, maybe we're a little intimidated by new things. I know change is hard for a lot of people. In the profession I'm in human resources, it's kind of funny because actually at the company right now, we're talking a lot about change management and how change impacts people, kind of the phases that they go through. There are many charts and graphs and curve lines that talk about how people receive change. Typically, the first reaction is either shock or denial. All right, when we hear something, oh, it can't be all of that. Right, when we first heard, or maybe you're just starting to hear more about AI. It can't be all of that. It can't. Nah, it's nothing to that. It's going. That's a fad. It's not as big as they making it sound, right? But eventually, we go through different emotions as we are trying to move to acceptance. Might be anger, right? Maybe sadness, blame. We go through a lot of different emotions sometimes as we are acclimating to change. And I think some of us are there, right? I may have called an emotion that you're feeling right now about AI, I mean. So I want you to know that that's normal. But I also want you to know that this is the time for you to expedite your movement through that curve so that you can move to acceptance. That's my favorite word, move to acceptance. It's a decision, right? Move to acceptance. And it doesn't mean that you have to become an AI expert. I know that a lot of people, a lot of companies are offering different certifications. Everybody, is offering some kind of AI consultant or certification course. Not saying anything's wrong with that. I think it's great. But for some of us, for some of you, right, you just need to understand how it's going to impact your life, how you can use it specifically for your business, for your career, for your family, whatever it is that's concerning to you. And so I'm here to encourage you today that, yeah, just kind of focus in right there. Don't try to learn it all. It's a lot that, yeah, I mean, it's a whole broad field, right? So there's a lot that you could get into. but how is it going to impact you? If you're a teacher, you may already be seeing impacts of AI in education. So, how is it going to affect you? And, or a better question is, how can I use it in my profession? How can I leverage this technology in a way that benefits me? Let's not be afraid of it taking our jobs. I know that that's the sky is falling concept, right? Oh, AI is coming, it's going to take all our jobs. And what have I been sharing with you? If you've been listening to me, you know I've been saying probably for a year, things are shifting. The workforce is shifting. Listen, you are going to have to be aware of those shifts. You need to be aware of how this technology is being used, right? You don't have to be an expert, but you do need to be aware. You need to be aware in your ministry how this tool can be used. If you're a leader, especially if you are a ministry leader, you need to be aware how this technology is being used. We started off talking about how we can use it to amplify our voice. And that, yeah, you could get a sermon out of it. If you have a Sunday school teacher, you can get a Sunday school teacher. You can get a Sunday school lesson out of it, right? It may or may not be aligned with your messaging or what's needed or even what the Spirit is saying, but you can get it out. But as believers, again, I'm going to go back to we want to use it with integrity. We still want to be the one that carries the message that God is speaking to us. But we can use this tool, right, to format it differently. Come on now. We can use it to make short reels because reels are popular, TikTok videos. We can use it to help us generate social media posts around my message. We can use it for reports, for ebooks. We can use it, oh my gosh, for so many things. So I need to know how I can benefit or how my ministry can benefit from this tool because it is a tool. So it's about awareness. I really wanted to bring some awareness. You know, I go through YouTube and I see all the videos talking about all the different tools. And I know it can be overwhelming. I know it can. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. And I love this technology. I love technology. I've always been very interested in technology. But I know it can be overwhelming. From this tool to that tool, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Anthropic, Grok. That's just the LLMs. Let's not even get into all the videos, the pictures, the automation, all the other things that are out there, right? So it can be overwhelming. So I really wanted to have this conversation specifically for you believers to kind of help you see that number one, let's move to acceptance. That's number one. Let's move to acceptance. All right, this artificial intelligence is here. It's not the devil and it's not God. It's a tool. And just like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. All right, let's just put that on out there. I know sometimes we spiritualize these things and oh, that's the mark of the beast. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's that. It's a tool. Can it be used for the mark of the beast? I guess so, if that's your belief system. But it is a tool, right? And just like any tool, right? Just like a knife is a tool. You can cut up fruit with it, or you can cut up other things, right? I cut up other people's. So it's a tool. And that's how we have to see AI. It's a tool. AI is not too much. The question is whether you believe you are authorized to learn what your calling requires in this season. Are you authorized? Has God, are you even available? Let me put it that way. All right. Because we just talking. Are you available to learn what possibly your calling is requiring? Are you open to look at other ways to communicate your message, your calling? how you do business, how you run your business as an entrepreneur. Even if you work for someone else, are you open to looking at ways that may not be conventional to do the same job? As we were just talking about teachers, well, we know that in other countries, AI is already in the classroom. In fact, AI robots are already in the classroom. So, what does that mean for the teaching profession? Listen, I don't know. I'm just observing right now. But if you're a teacher in educational system, then it would be very beneficial for you to pay attention, right? And start thinking about, how can I use this? How can I um, leverage this tool in a way that's advantageous to me? Hmm. So AI will amplify what you already carry. That's what we want, right? Look, people are going to use it in ways that aren't right. Probably already are. But one of the things that I stand on, even as a financial coach, is integrity. Mm, listen, I always want to stand in that place, and I want to coach my clients to walk in integrity. Yeah, you can do it a shortcut way, but I want you to understand that you have the message. Now, there's a tool available that can help you communicate it in different languages. Yes. To reach a broader audience. Wow. How will you use this tool to amplify the message that you already carry? So if you carry clarity, AI can sharpen it. If you carry creativity, AI can accelerate it. Ah, and I love that. I am a creative person. I don't have all the creative skills, but AI allows me to accelerate that vision. So I wanted to share with you this tonight. I wanted to take some time and just talk about AI, and kind of, but not in a way of showing a bunch of tools and that kind of thing. I wanted to share it from the perspective of allowing you to open up your mind, helping you to begin to break through the barrier that may be keeping you away from the one thing that could take your business, your ministry to the next level. You know, there's just so much potential in this tool. And let me say this also, because I think this is important. The technology is advancing rapidly. I'm amazed at things that we couldn't do, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago, that we can do easily now. I was working on some things last night, y'all, that blew my mind. I was coding. I was using coding, let me put it that way. And I just thought, wow, that would not have been an option for me as a small business owner. Oh my God, just 6 months ago, probably 4 months ago. But today it's available. And I don't have to know coding because I don't know coding. So I'm saying that, and that's just one thing. I mean, I'm saying that because I want to emphasize this, and I know I've said it over and over, but I want to keep emphasizing it. I don't want you to be left behind. Many times as believers, we are the last ones to accept and embrace technology. Many times we are resistant to new things that we feel like the world, is using. I've been a good old church girl for a long time. And I've heard enough to know that some of these conversations probably are still occurring. And so I want you, right, to not be left behind in this technology. I want you to begin to think about and to Google or use your AI and, and ask, how is my job? What is the potential impact of AI on my profession? That's a good question. What is the potential impact of my job from AI? What are people in my profession or in my business using AI to do? See, you can do this tonight, right while I'm talking, and find out, okay, this will be impacted, that will be impacted. Then go pray and seek, right? Seek to understand. Seek the Father about, okay, I'm seeing that this is happening now, that these are ways that it can be used. How can I use my creative genius to leverage this technology and maybe create my own business, my own consultants, be my own consultant, right? Offer some, package this service or package my own creativity in a way using this technology and amplifying the messaging of it so that I can earn money. How about that? Or, Father, how can I use this technology to spread the message that you've given me for the kingdom? See, now I know, and I've given you one way, right? I know that now I can translate this message into I don't know how many languages. And I can communicate now to I don't know how many millions, maybe even billions of people that maybe I didn't have access to because I only know English, or maybe I just only know two languages. Oh, wow. I'm excited just thinking about it. So I want you to think about this, right? I want you to come out of the cave, right? I don't want you to use it in a way that's not integral. Can I say that, and I've heard this conversation quite a bit, so I'm going to say it here. I've heard a lot of people say, you shouldn't be using AI for prophecy. Okay, you can't use AI for prophecy. How about that? Prophecy in itself is supposed to be the word of God. How about that? So if you're not getting that message from heaven, if you're not getting that message from the Most High, then it's not prophecy. So no, you can't get prophecy. Now, can you get some words? Can AI put some stuff together to make you think you've received a prophetic word? Can you put some stuff together and make it sound like it's a prophetic word? You can, but I would admonish you, because we're talking about integrity, that you wouldn't do that. Or if you did do that, that you would not say that it's a prophetic word or that it came from God. Right? We're talking about integrity. Right. So, as a leader of a ministry, these are the type of things. This is why you need to understand what the capabilities are so that you can be aware, so that maybe you can ask the questions that you need to ask. You should not be ignorant in this hour. This is not the hour to be ignorant. All right. So, yeah, there are just so many things that I guess we could talk about, but I'm not going to get into it tonight because time is already far spent. And I really just wanted to kind of get your mind thinking. All right. I wanted you to start thinking about AI. I wanted you also to start thinking about it past pictures. That's just one aspect. And I know we love pictures and videos. The video capability right now is amazing. You can literally make movies. And if that's what God's called you to do, listen, you should be in it. But I wanted for the majority of us to move past um, the caricatures and cartoons that we're making of ourselves, that we're posting online. It's all cute and great. It is. Love it. Love seeing it because I'm a creative. And if you've seen my page, you know I'm a little bit of a superhero fan. So I've gotten to put myself up as a superhero. That's fun. But I want you to ask yourself, especially if you're an entrepreneur, is this making money? How is this advancing the message? How is this advancing my brand? How is this advancing the product or service that I'm offering? Now, if you are an AI consultant, it might be doing that. But for many of you who have businesses with products and services, right? This is why I wanted to have this conversation. I want you to really hone in on how is this technology going to benefit my business? How is this benefiting my profession? How is it impacting my customer? Ah, I read recently how therapists are already being impacted just a little bit because now people can talk to their AI. We've seen the stories already, some positive, some negative. So, whatever your profession is, that's a question you should, yes, ask your AI. How are my customers being impacted by AI? Because you want to see the problem early on, right? Maybe you're saying, hey, I'm not impacted right now. That's amazing. But you need to have foresight. You need to plan. One of the things that I talk about quite a bit is planning, right? Planning is important when it comes to our personal finances, but this is part of our personal finances because it can impact our profession and our business. So you should be already looking at how will my customer be impacted? Will they feel that they can get more from AI than they can get from me? Yeah. We're being, as entrepreneurs, we're being challenged a little bit, right? I take it as that as a challenge to up the score, up the game a little bit. Because now AI is so available, so accessible to people that they may feel that way. So, what are you going to do, business owner? What are you going to do, faith leader? Can or has somebody may have already done it? I'm sitting here thinking, that somebody could literally probably do an agent, make an agent or a bot and give it instructions to be a pastor. I don't know. That might be possible now. It's definitely possible for them to feel like they can get information, right, from the scriptures and get all these, they can get a lot of stuff, a lot of information. So you then have to up your game and bring more revelation. Come on now. So I think, man, yeah, this is a great conversation uh, that we're having tonight. I hope you enjoyed it because I'm ending it because I know it's getting old. But I do want to invite you to go to debhowardonline.com. We have a podcast coming up kind of along these lines. We're going to be talking a little bit more about AI. I have a special guest that's going to be on that podcast. So listen, I want you to join. So I want you to make sure that you subscribe to this channel, right? Like, comment, and share so that you will be notified when that podcast drops. It is going to drop next few days. All right. So you will see it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the guest that I have. She's a good friend of mine, Y. Regina Jones. Some of you may know her. But yes, she'll introduce herself. But yes, join us as we have that conversation, on AI. And we'll get even more into some of the things that I've touched on tonight. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Uh, I always love sharing space and time with you. Thank you for being a part of this community. If you're not a part of the community, again, go ahead and subscribe right to the channel. Go to debhowardonline.com. You'll see other ways where you can get involved. Facebook community, the mailing list, right? You could even get a complimentary clarity call. Yeah, you can chat with me one-on-one. So listen, go Deb Howard Online and do that. Until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Go have your most abundant day. I will see you soon.